Hello folks, and welcome back to another episode of The Dark Side of the Kitchen. And in this one, it's why we still love the industry and the people who made me. This isn't about pretending hospitality is easy. To those that watch regularly, don't forget, drop a like, really helps, comment and give a subscribe. It's about answering the questions people often ask, One that I get would be, after everything you've been through, why do you still do it? That's a powerful thought, So you have to sit down and think about it, I'm sure everybody's had it, of after all these years, why are you still in hospitality? It's a fair question, because the industry asks a lot of us. The long hours, the pressure, the missed weekends, the busy nights that seem impossible, the moments when you wonder why you ever chose this path. But this episode I want to talk about the other side. I want to tell you about the other side, the side that keeps chefs coming back, not just chefs, all in hospitality. The side that turns colleagues into lifelong friends. The side that makes their hard career feel worthwhile. Tonight isn't about what hospitality takes from us, it's about what it gives us. So welcome to the Dark Side of the Kitchen. And before we begin, if you enjoy these honest conversations about hospitality, I'd really appreciate a like, a follow, subscribe, leave a comment. Every interaction helps reach more and more people and helps keep the conversation going. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the reason why so many of us stay. The people. When I look back over my career, the first thing I remember aren't menus. It's the people. The chef who took time to teach me. The kitchen porter who could make the whole brigade laugh in a busy service. The waiter who always knew exactly when the kitchen needed an extra few minutes. The apprentice who arrived nervous and left years later as a confident chef. Hospitality has introduced me to people I would never have met anywhere else. Different ages, different backgrounds, different stories, yet somehow we all ended up in the same kitchen, working the same service. And that's a special thing. I mean, when you're on the path, one of the greatest rewards this industry is watching somebody grow. And there's a moment every chef experiences when a young apprentice suddenly doesn't need as much guidance. You notice the knife work has improved, their confidence has grown, they're thinking ahead, and you realize they're becoming a chef. Those moments make all the hard days worthwhile. Hospitality is full of moments that stay with you forever. I remember, and I wasn't in charge of this event, I was just another cog in the wheel, but the first time of walking out into a full dining room after an event to a standing ovation. The first wedding you cook for, the first couple who returned every anniversary after you cook for their wedding meal. The guest who just says a thank you back to the kitchen. We don't just serve food, we become part of people's memories. And think about that for a second. A meal can last 2 hours, but the memory of that meal can last decades. And I had this morning where I just have to do my business, oblivious in my own world, and I got stopped in a shop by a woman who in great detail described a dish she ate in Cree, which has been gone for a few years, and how it looked and smelt and made her feel years later, which is it's a wonderful thing. Every chef has that one customer they'll never forget. Maybe someone celebrating a milestone. Maybe it was a family gathering after difficult times. Maybe it was simply a guest who made a point of thanking every member of the team. Thank you goes a long way, just in life. Those are the people who remind us that hospitality is more than a transaction. It's about connection. And when I had my own restaurant, I had so many wonderful regulars that celebrated so many milestones in their life with us that I'm very proud to have been part of, and I'll always remember. And just the amazing people I've worked with over what is now over a 30-year career. I'm not done yet, but as I get older, I will slow down. Let's be honest, none of us stay in hospitality because it's easy. We stay because every now and then something happens that reminds us exactly why we're there. A former apprentice sends a message saying they've become a head chef. That's amazing. Some guy that you tuck in, raw, bag of nerves. And now, it also makes you feel old to know that, you one time trained this guy and now he's... But then there's the mentors I would have looked up to, who would have taught me a lot. And I'm sure he won't mind, but like John Drummond, I worked under the man twice. And he taught me an awful lot, and I would have the height of respect for the man. The guy looks younger than me. But how many has he turned out over the years? And then you get a customer who you meet years later, it may be in a different place, who remembers your name and remembers your food and that you touched them in that way, The team's pulled together when it's mad busy and somehow deliver an incredible service. Those moments are addictive, and every chef will tell you that busy service when it's going really well. And thankfully, you get very few bad ones, but that's addictive. It's such a good feeling, really is. Those moments. It's not glamorous, but they make you feel part of something bigger. Hospitality is one of the largest employers on the planet. Everybody eats. And it continues to provide opportunities for people, every background. Creed, colour, race, religion does not matter in a kitchen. You can either do the job or you can't. That's it. There's nothing else in a kitchen. It is the most balanced place. Nobody cares about what God you want to pray to, what your sexual orientation is, your colour, your creed. Nobody gives a shit in a kitchen. All everybody cares about in a kitchen, can you do the job or not? If you can do the job, everybody loves you. And if you can't, you'll be gone. Many successful chefs and managers and business owners all began at entry level, all began at the start. None of us started at the top. And we built our careers through the experience, mentorship, which I think a lot of chefs forget. Like, we were mentored up. Don't forget to mentor, hard work, yeah, And that's one of the industry's greatest strengths. It gives people a chance. And it's why, even in the length of time I've been in hospitality, I've been in kitchens, I've worked with every nationality, right from the word go. Because it doesn't matter, If today's episode is bringing back memories for you, I'd love to hear them in the comments, man. Drop a comment. Who's that person that made a difference in your hospitality journey? And if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with somebody in the industry, man. Like, as chefs, we often focus on dishes, but our real legacy is people. Nobody will remember your dish down the road. Nobody will. But the people that you made a difference to, the people that you mentored, they will remember you. The colleague we supported, the young chef we gave the opportunity to. Years from now, They won't remember the recipes. They won't even remember the busy nights. They'll, you go, yeah, I worked there. It was busy. I couldn't tell you years ago exactly how busy it was or not busy it was. I worked in busy places. I remember the people, and they'll remember that we believed in them. That's a responsibility. It's also a privilege, I mean, kitchen wisdom. Recipes can be written down. Character has to be lived. So, I know this is a very different episode where I'm talking about the positives. It's also going to be a very short episode for a change. Because at the end of the day, the food don't matter. That's just it. Like, at the end of the day, the food don't matter. The people do. And it's in the name. It's hospitality, And there's a lot going on at the moment about AI and all of these. And certain chain restaurants have introduced or are introducing screens where you order. You don't interact with people anymore. People said, down the road, that there won't be people in hospitality because AI, robots, whatever, will take over. It's not true. Certain places will go that way, yeah, and are going that way. But part of going out for a meal is the experience of it. It's not just the food. Big part of it, of course, but it's not just the food, it's the experience. You go to a certain restaurant because you like the vibe of it, you like the energy of it. You won't get that any other way except by having people. You know what I mean? So, will there be restaurants that will go automated? There already is. Already is. Parts of Japan, Dubai, places like this, they've already gone down that road. And it's a novelty for now, and fast food chains the big ones will all go that way. Yeah, sure, they will. But people will still want a proper restaurant with people, with the interaction. They will still want hospitality. And hospitality is great because we're different. Your waitress is a different person to you with a different background and a different, your chef will tell a story of his food through his food. It's not just simply following a recipe. Because there's one ingredient only a person can give you. That's love and integrity. That's two, by the way, that one. But you can't get any other way. So, before we go, my takeaway from this: hospitality isn't measured by the food we serve. It's measured by the lives we touch. Years from now, people will forget the menu, but they'll remember how you made them feel. That's both the people you work with and your customers. They'll tell you about a restaurant, and I had this conversation actually today as well on the phone with a guy. We were talking about restaurants in a town we both worked in many moons ago, and none of them still exist. And I remember one of them in particular. I loved it. And he said, "What was your favorite dish?" I can't remember. I remember the feeling of that restaurant. I remember the food was magnificent. I don't remember the dish exactly. It was 25 years ago. But I remember the restaurant. I remember the food, and that chef is long since retired. That's what you'll be remembered by, And perhaps that's why so many of us still love the industry. Not because it's easy, because it gives us a chance to make someone's day a little better. Either somebody that works for us or a customer that just comes in having a bad day. But I've said it before, when I opened Cree and somebody asked me, what did I hope to achieve? And they were talking about winning awards. My answer was, somebody will come in here someday who's just having a bad day. And for an hour and a half, I can make them forget about their troubles and just let them enjoy the moment. That's it. When you can do that, Isn't that wonderful? And we have the power to do that. We just get to make people's days better. And like that can be somebody working beside you that just needs a nice word. So, if today's episode reminds you why you fell in love with hospitality, take a moment, give us a like and subscribe, drop something in the comments, and I'd love to know in the comments what keeps you in hospitality, what keeps you here, who inspired you or mentored you to put you on this path. So, I'm Noel Keane. Thank you for spending this time with me. This is Dark Side of the Kitchen. Until next time, look after your guests, look after your team, and never forget, the people beside you are often the reason the journey is worth it. Until next time, folks.